Welcome to Better Circles, a podcast where we bring great people together to share ideas that are good for the planet. We're your hosts, Fiona Smith and Luke Phillips. Every episode, we sit down with our deck of conversation starter cards and talk about the things that are making us feel hopeful and inspired.
Love it. On today's episode, it will be Fiona and myself, and just a little bit about the format and the idea behind the podcast. We're trying to distill down a lot of positive climate news and present it in accessible ways. Fee and I both work in the industry pretty closely, and it can be very easy to get a little bit down in the dumps around some of the news. And so our hope for this podcast is to bring some fun, exciting, realistic news and conversation around climate.
And as always, we're recording here at Into Coffee, Luke's Cafe, which is on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. And we'd like to pay our respects to their elders past and present.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, Luke.
Hey, Fee.
Here we are, episode 2.
Yeah.
Who thought we'd get this far? Today, we've got a few things to decide what we're going to talk about. Got cards.
I love this one. The first one, what the fuck do I do? Brackets, little steps forwards.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how the naming of that developed, but I'm assuming that I suggested that name or you suggested the other name, and we've both suggested a name.
Yes.
And so it's now just both of the suggestions.
Yeah, I was like, we'll work out which one to call it. Which one do you think was the name you picked?
Maybe the W2F one?
Yeah, I think it was.
Classic.
Should we start with that?
Yep, that
Cool.
sounds good.
All right, so as always, we've got a bunch of little prompts and topics. What the fuck do I do? Or little steps forward.
Feel free to vote for which one it should be.
What should we call this? Yeah. So we talk about resources, groups, or opportunities to get involved and move from hopelessness to action. Have you got anything that springs to mind?
When I said let's choose this one, I think this was the only one that I didn't
no.
have a thing for. Do you have one?
Yeah, I've got one. I have recently joined a food co-op in my area, which is awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're really cool people, really nice. And it's just another way to make it really kind of easy to get bulk foods. And one of the reasons I did it was because I was, I know there's all the like returnable packaging, cleaning products options, like lots of places out there do it. But for me, I go to some bulk food shops and take containers and do my own bulk food shopping of dry foods and things like that. But these guys are in Brunswick, and I really like that you can also take along like a container to get hand wash, like liquid soap or dishwashing liquid, or they sell a lot of their grains and pulses and things are grown in the Wimmera in Victoria. So
amazing.
Yeah, they're also trying to be really kind of considered in terms of where they're sourcing stuff. Everything's really fairly priced because sometimes, weirdly enough, bulk food shops are also organic food shops, and then also become quite expensive. Yeah, and people are like, man, I can't afford to go and do that. And I've hit that wall myself.
Yeah, because it's not inconvenience, but it's an added layer of things that you have to do every week. So that plus more monetary cost makes it hard. Right.
It becomes this sort of, I'm paying more to go out of my way and do this. And I tried to join a bulk food co-op in Darebin years ago, and then COVID happened, and it just wasn't. And and it just
restricting.
Yeah, and I found that the times that they were open weren't super convenient for me as well. But this one it's one Thursday night a week. One Thursday night a month and one Saturday morning a month. So
for a dummy like me, how exactly does it work? Is it a bulk food store that's owned by a lot of people and a lot of people contribute to? Or is it, what are the nuts and bolts?
It's like a pop-up. Yeah, no, it's a really good question. It's not a permanent store. Well, they have a collection of all this food that they buy in bulk. And this one in Brunswick is in like a church hall or like a community hall or something. So you pay it's very much sort of pay as you feel, like an annual membership fee to be part of the co-op. And that helps sort of fund the stuff that happens.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then you also do volunteering if you want. So I've gone before to help pack up at the end of a, they're open for sort of 3 hours on a Saturday morning once a month. And then everything gets packed away and you reset it to being this, this space that's a community space. But yeah, it's just like a group of people who are interested in shopping in a way that's a little bit more conscious and considered, and it's also a nice community. Like, you know, people meet people through it, and yeah.
Is it common? Like, if I live in Collingwood or West Melbourne, is it?
I'm not. So this is the second one I've tried to join, and there was one in Darebin, and this is in Brunswick. So, well, the previous one was like in Preston or something, and so there might be quite a few around. I'm not super sure. So it might not be the most accessible, like everyone can do this, but it's worth kind of looking up if you've got a food co-op in your area. And other ones that they don't run, but that are run by similar groups, are things like food swaps as well.
Yeah.
Which are like, if you've got excess produce, you bring them along, or even if you don't, and you can get, if someone's got too many lemons, you can get them just swapped with people.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the hyperlocal.
Yeah.
And anything that's going to happen in that space, I'm always excited about.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's not the most, it's the opposite of convenience culture. No, I mean, I think it's probably part of my like real rejection of convenience culture is like, do you need that right away? And we have hit a few times where it's like, oh no, we actually ran out of dishwashing liquid and we just need to buy more dishwashing liquid. And, you know, I know another place where you can get that, you know, refillable, but theirs was out. And it's just like, you know, there's always, so I do try and like keep a list, and I keep it in my calendar for when it's happening, and keep a list of like what we need from there.
Yeah.
Or get ahead of it a bit. So there's a little more planning involved, but it's like, it's good value, and
a lot of it's bulk anyway. So
yeah, it's totally. So you're buying like rice and dried pulses, dried beans, dried lentils, dried chickpeas, or cleaning products or spices. Anyway,
right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. And they've always got like little like chocolates and treats where you're just like, well, treat myself because I've come here with co-op and I've done my good thing.
I just thought of one.
Yeah.
It's maybe on the periphery of relevant to this card, but I think it ties into what you're talking about as well. So at our next social impact meetup next month, we've got the guys from Zero Tag coming in.
Oh, cool.
So Zero Tag are a local kind of tech company that's trying to bring transparency and convenience to bulk good products.
Yeah.
So zero waste, you know, reusable packaging. So they work a lot with bulk food stores, and, you know, we have them here for the milk that we have, the zero waste milk takeaway. And they've been working on this for, I think, 3 years now, like a long time. And they're just launching. So that they come to the social impact meetup all the time. They come to the circular innovation clubs. And then just last week, they're sort of like, we're ready. Let's do it. Let's go. So they've got like a product that is ready for the world, which is very exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah, those guys are great. And I've met them through things here and through other things. I think part of what's taken them so long is working out really what the market needs. Like they've been sort of just going, this is a cool idea, and then testing it and going through that interesting design process of not just, oh, we think this is a good idea, but, you know,
it's
rethinking it.
Because we live in a capitalist structure, so they also have to figure out how they can make that financially viable as well. So I think they, like a lot of people in that space, come with the impact first and then trying to sort of bolt on some revenue solutions afterwards can be a bit of a challenge. But sounds really exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it is cool that they're bridging that convenience gap, because I think convenience culture has totally been developed as a way to make people consume really mindlessly. And so when you can just buy something and get it for free shipping and not have to think about it, and you don't really think about whether you need it. And so I think from my understanding, with the stuff they're doing it for is like, no, you're getting things with less packaging, and you're getting things in, you know, the returnable packaging, and doing some stuff that doesn't force people to totally reject the need for convenience.
Totally. Like if they partnered up with the co-op, some of the friction points that you were just talking about then. Yeah. Because they're very tech forward. You know, AI will learn the frequency and know how often you run out of dishwashing liquid. Yeah. And, you know, we'll be able to at least give you some prompts. All the subscription services, they're pretty on top of it. Yeah. With, you know, tailoring it and tweaking it. So hopefully that means that bulk food stores will be
Oh, I like that.
not anti-convenience anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Because convenience culture, the culture around it is obviously a huge issue, but convenience isn't the devil.
No, totally.
But it's kind of easy to get them murky, you know? Like convenience and sustainability can work hand in hand. It actually has to. They can't not work together.
Yeah. Creating lots of friction points. I think the thing has been hijacked to make people to make it really easy for people to buy stuff that they don't need, because they don't have to think about, can I be bothered driving to a shop, getting that home? You know, I just have to click. And I think it's really interesting if it's not like buy stuff that you don't need that's detrimental to the planet because it's overconsumption-y and it's super easy, or book into the calendar the 2 times a month that you can go and buy your bulk foods without packaging. It's like, there's got to be something that's bridging that gap.
Totally, yeah. Maybe we should introduce them.
I was actually just thinking that. Yeah.
Bring them along to the social impact meetup.
Yeah, cool. Good idea.
Next card?
Yeah, next card. All right. I want to do It's Still Good. Of course I do.
I had a feeling. Cool.
So it's what it says on the card. It's food waste, hard rubbish, fines, repair stories, you know, those things that make you say it's still good. I shared a little reel about how we should actually, rather than celebrate the new stuff we get, celebrate the things that have lasted a long time the other day. And so many of my friends started sharing their stories with me, and I thought that would be a really fun one to sort of go, I've got my own It's Still Good stories, but I had a friend of mine tell me that he's still wearing the Blundstones that he was wearing in primary school when his feet...
How old is he?
He's in his 40s.
Damn.
When his feet stopped growing and he stopped having to get new ones, but the ones from before his feet stopped growing that he'd grown out of went to his grandmother, and she was still wearing them up until 3 years ago when she passed away, and they were her gardening boots.
Wow.
And that's...
So he grew out of them and then she grew into them? Her feet shrank? No,
he grew out of them, and then the point that they were at, they were her size, because I guess he was taller than...
Okay,
yeah.
So Gran had some small feet.
Well, I guess, yeah.
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 Or is it like a Benjamin Button thing? You shrink in old age, don't you?
A little, but I don't know that your feet shrink.
Right.
Not that old.
She was still gardening, so I imagine she was pretty nimble.
Yeah, but it's like so much stuff that you can, you know, pass on. And then I had someone else say, I'm still wearing things from that I bought just before I moved to Australia 20 years ago. And, you know, I've got this jacket that I bought and I still wear it. And I was like, I look back on, like, I get these sort of memories from the social media that, like, this is what you were doing 13 years ago. And I'm like, I was wearing that jacket today.
That's so good. That's a real test, the Facebook memories.
Yeah.
Mine don't do that. I don't think I have anything apart from like big items like jackets, but shoes, shirts and things, not from 10 years ago. I was a different Luke.
I don't have shoes from 10 years ago. I think the oldest shoes I have are like 7 years old.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, I have a pair of gardening shoes that were sneakers I bought 10 years ago, but they're not like still good. They're more just, they're my gardening shoes. Yeah. How about you? You got an It's Still Good?
Yeah, I have too many. I might rapid fire one.
Yeah, go.
Just 2 hours ago, I was putting a fridge in and I needed a new piece of wood. And I was looking around for a piece of wood, and then a big load of recycled plastic got shipped in here the other day, and they shipped it in on a pallet.
Oh, yeah.
And so we just had this random pallet here. So I just broke the pallet down, free wood.
Yes.
It's great. Second one, we've got this amazing chair that was found in hard rubbish and was donated to us recently,
cool.
You can't see through a podcast, obviously, but it swivels and it's the comfiest thing ever. Love that. And my favorite one, which is my real one, my dad has a good relationship with the people at the tip in Echuca.
Yeah.
And he buys them some beer every now and then, and they put leather aside. So if someone's like throwing a couch into landfill, they'll just kind of get the knife out and strip the leather off it. So I get these little packages every time we see it. It's like a little, couple of folded pieces of leather or whatever, and all the fruit knitting bags as well. And when I was home last, he's like, there's his leather jacket. That'd be good leather to, cut up and make some bags. I was like, hang on a second. Let's try this on. It's my favorite.
Luke,
that will be a 10-year thing. I think
awesome.
I'll have to upload a photo to Facebook so in 10 years from now we can get the memory and prove it. But watch this space. But it's so good. There was like some things in the pocket still from the previous owner, but a quick little wash and it's all good.
That's so cool. Oh, that's a great one.
But yeah, big win.
You make me think, I love that your dad's got the hookup with the tip and he's just like, yeah, okay.
We're good. He used to have a skip business. That's how. So we were next to each other in the circular.
Yes. Loop. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're closing that loop.
Yeah, he was at the end, like literally grabbing it from landfill and then just passing it back to us. And yeah, nice. It's a good team.
That's awesome. My first casual job when I was in high school, I worked in a newsagent. So I had this woman come in who volunteered at the local op shop, and I was always wearing like all these plastic beads. Like, you know.
Love it.
Yep. It was very of the time. And she...
It's back.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's terrifying. She would put aside good stuff that came in and they'd sell them for like $1 or whatever. So she'd just bring me and be like, what do you want? And I'd get the inside cut of like, it wouldn't even go on display. It'd come to me and I'd be like, oh, amazing. Great. I'd be like, okay, I'm definitely like, I'm paying for this. This is like run a charity shop.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't even go on display.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah. And she would come each week to do her like shopping.
Oh, that's so good.
And, you know, I'd get compliments on them. I'd be like, oh, these are Edith beads because I get...
These are Edith beads?
Edith beads, yeah, from Edith.
That's great.
That's cool.
That reminds me, this is it's still good, but I just found these recycled glass beads. They're made from glass bottles.
Oh, wow.
They're all like really rogue and kind of, you know, very obviously handmade. And they're on the way for me at the moment. I'm going to make a little necklace.
Oh, cool.
And they're all like weird colours and stuff. It's going to be great. Not a bit still good, but yeah. Just excited.
You have to add that to the photo with the jacket and see if you're wearing them both still in 10 years.
Yeah, and I'll take it on the couch.
Such a good couch.
New couch, yeah.
We're going to work out a way to share a photo of that.
Yeah, it's pretty fitting.
Cool. So...
My turn?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really excited about this one.
Go on.
Who would you name a Sando after?
Yay.
A little bit of context on what this segment means.
Yeah.
At Into Coffee, all of the sandwiches on our menu are named after people that had something to do with the actual sandwich, but mostly people that we admire that are doing badass work in the ethical or sustainable space. Can I go first?
Yeah.
Great. In slightly sad news, Schultz and the Udaway stopped working together. The Udaway is a zero-waste dairy milk delivery keg system.
They're so cool. Amazing. This is the only place I get dairy coffee because I love the Udaway.
Yes. So we love Schultz still, obviously, but this new dairy is just taking things to a whole new level. So they do organic as well.
Yep.
They also offer non-organic, which I'm not 100% sure how that works, but they offer both somehow. But it's one of 5 cow and calf dairies in the world, and it's the only one in Australia. And for those that don't know, I wasn't super aware of the issue.
I'm not super familiar with what this means, so I want you to explain it.
So obviously cows that produce milk are female cows, and so the calves are, well, basically they're all slaughtered when they're born because they can't be with the mums because
drink the milk.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. I guess they do. But it's also harder to farm them. You know, they've got to like get them in the pen, and there's a lot of logistics, and it's just a cheaper and more efficient operation if they're just having the cows in the paddock. And so, yeah, Kathy, this lady, was working in the music industry 5 years ago or so, watched this documentary or found out this piece of information and was like, you know what? I'm selling my house in Melbourne. I'm moving to Numurkah. I'm building a dairy farm, and we're going to prove that cows and calves can live together and that can be a financially sustainable business, and we're going to produce some badass dairy milk.
Amazing.
And she is just the coolest person. She's like exactly what you would expect. She's like a bundle of energy. The milk is amazing. They also do cheese. We've just had them on here for 2 weeks now, and she's just about to do a trip over to Europe to meet the other 4 dairies. They're all like... catching up and sharing trade secrets and stuff. But yeah, I just love that. I just love that when someone goes, I'm sick of this, but also I'm going to, you know, put my money and my life where my mouth is. And she's just changed her whole life because she wanted to make a difference. And I imagine it's quite a risky operation. So yeah, I really respect the shit out of her, and we'll be naming our next sandwich after her for sure.
Amazing. Okay. So we're talking about the Kathy sandwich. Obviously has to have some dairy in it.
They do cheese, so I imagine it would be like something with cheese in there. They do cheddar and some other versions of wild European cheeses that I don't know about.
Oh,
so, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep, she's great.
That's really cool. We've talked about this before, and then it ended up on the menu, but mine would be Bob. Mine would be Bob Brown.
Love that.
Yeah, and I feel like we were talking about it, and then the next time you updated the menu, the Bob ended up on the menu, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I 100% support that choice. That's having him on there.
And then you went and had dinner with him that week, coincidentally, the week after?
I think we were talking about the sandwich. I would name a sandwich after Bob after I'd been at dinner.
Got you.
I mean, he was in the room. It was an event for the Bob Brown Foundation, but I wasn't having...
Did he eat dinner?
Yeah.
You guys had dinner together.
Is it the next table? I was playing it very cool. I have also been in a restaurant with Bob Brown before, and very embarrassingly, as he was leaving, I was like, okay, he's on the move. I'm going to go and say hi and that I really admire what he does. I don't think I've ever had a fangirl moment with anyone. I just went and fangirled at Bob Brown, and I was like, it's pretty embarrassing.
You did it?
Yeah, I did. This was years ago. But then, so we were at this Bob Brown Foundation dinner a month ago or whatever, and I didn't go and say hi again. But
he would remember you. Do you think?
No, probably not. I'm sure it happens to him a lot.
Getting fangirled over.
Getting fanned anyone by a lot of people. Yeah.
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 I would as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you guys have made the Bob Brown or the Bob sandwich a mushroom sandwich, because for me that feels very on brand. Earthy, foresty, with a lot of power and ability to do cool stuff, but also quite humble. And I think that's very mushrooms.
The humble mushroom.
Yeah, but also a world-changing mushroom. When I ate dinner with Bob Brown,
yeah,
there were in fact mushrooms on the menu. Yeah,
at his request. No doubt. It's on his rider.
Yeah. Oh my God, there was all sorts of awesome, all sustainable stuff, including wild feral meat, so feral venison and feral wild boar.
Great,
but very small amounts. It was all plant forward.
What does feral mean?
So introduced species that are not supposed to be here and that are detrimental to the environment. So deer, rabbits, boar were all brought over, I think originally for hunting, because Europeans...
All rabbits that we eat that are harvested or killed in Australia, are they all feral because they're introduced?
Not necessarily. I don't know if people are farming. That's a really good question. I don't know.
Or it's not like a specific sub-bracket of game?
Yeah, I think it is, because you can farm venison, but you can also kill wild deer, and wild deer are feral.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're not feral, say, in Europe. They're wild because they're from there, but they're not meant to be here.
Different environment, habitat.
Yeah, and same as wild boar. So I think, rabbits, deer and boar were all introduced for game, like hunting, by Europeans who thought they'd want to come here and shoot some stuff.
Yeah, kangaroos were too fast for them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. And then they just, because different environment, not as many natural predators, they just took over. But then also Australia has 1 million feral camels. 1 million.
Camel milk is a huge thing, hey?
I've never tried it. Have you?
Someone at uni, I've not tried it either. No, apparently it's not super great. I'm not sure. I don't want to put that thought in people's mouth. But it's there was a project at RMIT that was done on how camel milk could be a sort of sustainable alternative to dairy. Wow,
because I know people who live in the Northern Territory who advocate for essentially eating a plant-based plus camel diet.
Plus camel.
Yeah, so not farmed meat, I kind of...
That's not far off yours.
Yeah, I go not farmed but feral venison.
Can you explain to me, and apologies if this throws you under the bus,
no,
you can cut it out if you don't have an answer. So, because the feral concept with game makes total sense, because they're a threat to the environment and they mess a whole lot of stuff up.
Yeah.
Yet, in Tasmania, we harvest wild wallabies. Mainland, we do kangaroos. There's an overpopulation is the reason. But why is there an overpopulation?
Yeah, no, it's
How does
really
that
good.
work?
Okay, so my understanding, and I'm just like answering on the fly here. My understanding is kangaroos and wallabies were hunted and eaten by First Nations Australians who have been here for, at least 60,000 years. So they were naturally, they were hunting the populations, and so that was the balance that was maintained. And then because of colonisation, there are much less Aboriginal people hunting or living traditional lifestyles. And in parallel to that, a lot more land that was previously available for kangaroos to graze on is now farmland or cities or, suburbs. So they've got much less space that is their natural habitat. There's not the traditional hunting happening at the same level. And so that's where, kangaroos and wallabies, in the way that deer in Europe is, because it was always sort of hunted. And so if you leave them completely unhunted, the populations also get out of whack.
Interesting.
My understanding.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
You didn't throw me under the bus, but I do feel like I'm very happy for someone to fact check me on that. But that was my understanding of why it's okay for us to, in a considered and strategic way, or sustainable way, hunt kangaroos and wallabies. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The difference with kangaroos and wallabies is because of their feet are soft. And then they're native to the country, they're way better for the country. So overpopulation of them is one thing, but it's not like someone said to me when I told them about eating feral deer, they're like, well, what happens when all the deer's gone? I'm like, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, because they've got hooves.
What happens when you recycle all the plastic?
Yeah. Luke, what are you going to make bags out of when there are no more of those fruit bags?
Yeah, it's like the guy that works at the tyre shop that throws nails on the road. So that people get punches and
keep coming back. Yeah. So the thing with feral animals is it's actually ideal to remove them from the environment as much as possible.
Yeah, interesting. That's great. And also, actually, hang on, is there wallabies on mainland Australia at all?
Yeah.
There are, but it's not an issue, obviously, because you're not allowed to harvest them on mainland.
Yeah, must just be much fewer of them, or
more space to float around. I don't know. Maybe all the boars eat them.
Oh,
hope not. Cut that part out.
No, but maybe they are. I don't know if they're a deer in Tassie, but maybe there's more competition for food and space on mainland Australia.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Okay. We've done who would you name a sandwich after?
We're meant to finish on that, aren't we?
That's all right. You got excited. All right. So options. Maybe news snapshots. So where we each look up from our news scrolling and say, have you heard about this? Have you got one?
I'm trying to remember. You go first.
All right. I have one, and it's that City of Melbourne has launched or installed and is going online their first community battery. City of Yarra has one down the road from Intercoffee, but they're going to have 3 of them in the City of Melbourne. I did a project with the City of Melbourne, well, 2 actually, over the last couple of years around community energy.
Great.
Yeah, and one of the big challenges, and this is partly why I got so excited when I saw it, because I was just like, oh yes, they made it real. They did it.
Yeah.
Wow. And we didn't focus exclusively on the batteries, but we were doing some of the earlier stage stuff. So City of Melbourne has this goal to be entirely powered by renewable energy by 2030.
Yep.
And they're also really aware that City of Melbourne residents face more barriers to home solar, for example, than people say in some other councils in Melbourne, in Greater Melbourne. You've got a lot more renters, you've got a lot more high density living, so people in apartments where they don't have their own roof space. You've also got, because it's so dense, you've got risk of overshadowing from nearby developments, either future development or current high-rise buildings and things like that. So City of Melbourne in particular was just like, okay, we need to be a bit more inventive around it. And there's a team there that's just really cool, and they're doing really good stuff on that. And they've gone through this whole process, and the process involved getting people in local areas to say okay, we want to put something in this kind of area. And they had literally maps up and red and green dots, and we would want a battery there and we wouldn't want a battery there. And
yeah, great.
Yeah. So
do you know what the decision factors around that were? How they roll it out and where would be the most effective places to do first? And
I don't know in detail around that. I think if electricity can be generated locally from solar panels that are on buildings, so things like government buildings or publicly owned buildings or things like that, then when there's an excess of energy, that can go into the local batteries and then it can kind of be brought out. And so these, large-scale community batteries are a way. And one of the cool things about them is that it's still a persistent challenge that people face when they think about wanting to, when you hear we're going to be 100% powered by renewable energy, you sort of hear people be like, oh, well, what if the weather's not right for it? What if we've got a string of days where there's no sun and no wind? And batteries are a really good way of and having them sort of visible in the community as well, just like reminding people that part of that story is also storage. Yeah, and that it's being built, like they're building the infrastructure to make it happen.
Yeah. What does it look like? Is it publicly visible?
We'll
look it up afterwards.
Look it up. Yeah, so
great.
Yeah, City of Melbourne. They're calling the whole program's called Power Melbourne.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just, sometimes it really did do exactly what we're talking about with the news snapshots thing, where I just had that moment of like, oh yeah, good news story. Thank you.
Love that.
Love that.
A perfect little segue. Do you know Project Planet?
No, I don't think I do.
They deliver climate news in accessible ways.
Cool.
It's kind of like communicated in layman's terms, like a lot of their content at the moment is around like the green, like brat stuff, they're like very on trend, but they're also incredible. Two amazing individuals. Would love to have them on the podcast. So part of this is just a shout out to anyone that's listening with our large audience to go and get your news from there, because it's really, really well researched, and I trust them. And it's also, you can't help but not have some slightly depressing news in there sometimes. It just wouldn't be information otherwise. But they do have a pretty, optimistic view on there. And one of their most recent posts that they have was that 40% of Australia's energy last year was met by renewable energy.
What? That's way higher than you usually hear. Like, I feel like I'm usually pretty tapped into that stuff, and I don't think I knew that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it seemed high, but like I said, I trust them.
It's great. No, I'm not questioning it. I'm like, why are people not talking about that more?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I was shocked. I only just found out this afternoon. So yeah.
Hey, and you were like, yes, I've got a news story for the podcast.
Yes. Well, that's like specifically what I was going to try and find. So
good.
We came out with a goodie. But yeah, they're really good.
I feel like our little news snapshot segment could be brought to you by Project Planet.
Yeah. We just say what
they're
the
like,
latest
guys, we never sponsored that one. Like, no, just like you.
Yeah, they are pretty great.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome. I feel like that's a really nice note to kind of land on, especially because you talked about that you would love to have them on the show.
Yeah.
Because, of course, one of the cards here.
We'll just tag them in this.
Yes. One of the cards here is of course 6 Degrees of Brian Eno, where we do remind everyone that on our guest list, wish list is, of course, Brian Eno.
Brian and Bob.
Bob. I don't know. I'd be nervous.
That will 100% be the merch for the podcast. Please introduce me to, and we'll just have a range of badass people, and you can buy who's your favourite climate hero.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because you've got the Please Introduce Me to Brian Eno shirt, which has sparked conversations with people that didn't even know that we were friends. Like they said to me before, a friend of mine said, the guy who made my coffee this morning was wearing a shirt that said, please introduce me to Brian Eno. I was like, oh, that's real. He does want to meet him.
Yeah, he's not fucking around. He didn't find it in an op shop. He made it. We've got 1 degree away so far.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, someone also in the cafe, he was like, oh, I know Brian Eno. Well, he actually, I think he technically said I used to know Brian Eno. And I was like, well, next week, Tuesday, I'm free, 6 p.m. I'll buy the beer. But yeah, it didn't come together, unfortunately, so we're still trying.
Tuesday night, you ditch your sewing class for Brian Eno.
Not on Tuesdays at the moment, but I totally would. They are my favourite part of the week, but yes, for Brian, anything.
Yeah, fair.
Cool. Well, thanks, Fee.
Thanks, Luke. That was really fun.